have the coaches who've joined us tonight, and I'm just going to go through the matchups and we'll chat with the coaches a little bit. And we begin with Class 1A King and Queen, 5-0, playing Northumberland. Our own Dylan Dehart. Dylan, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. Congratulations on a great first year down there. How do you feel about things?
Feeling pretty good. You know, we have a small team, you know, not even enough to go 11 on 11 during practice. So, you know, they're pretty resilient. They work hard. I think they make the most of what they got, and they don't make excuses. So I've been really proud of, you know, how much they've learned in a short period of time, and, you know, really just gone out and played great football so far.
Tell me a little bit about a few of the key guys that are making it happen for you.
Our quarterback, Malik Holmes, has over 1,000 all-purpose yards, and he scored 16 touchdowns. He kind of makes everything work. He, you know, can run, he can pass, and he's even returned a punt for a touchdown. And in the backfield, he's got Cameron Berry with him. Cam's only about 5'4", maybe 140 pounds, but pound for pound, one of the best and toughest football players I've coached. You know, he doesn't play like he's that size. He plays like he's 6 foot, 200 pounds, runs the ball really well. And then defensively, Taekwon Spate. And all three of these guys are sophomores. He gets downhill, a great middle linebacker that you know, really makes our defense really tough.
Talk to me a little bit about what this team has accomplished this year compared to kind of what your expectations were going into obviously a bizarre spring season.
You're coming in, you know, I wanted to set the bar high. It's a program that, you know, over the last decade hasn't done that well, but last year they put together 8 wins and really kind of changed the conversation in that school building. So we're able to get a good group of kids out, and, you know, we set the bar high. We saw that, you know, this was an opportunity. There was a lot of very skilled players that were on the team this year, and from the get-go, our goal was region championship, you know, region championship or bust. And, you know, I think the kids have rallied behind that. You set the goal high, and they're going right with it.
Tell us what you know about Northumberland.
They've only played 3 football games, but, you know, they're a pretty good football team. I think they took a while to find their stride. They started off 0-2 and then got a win last Friday, and they really seem to get things going. They have a kid named Cameron Selden. He's a sophomore. He's like 6'2", 210 pounds. Very good player. He runs probably like a 4.4. I think he returned 6 kicks for a touchdown as a freshman. They put him.
You were all right. Second, Coach.
Okay.
Can everybody mute except for myself and Coach Dehart? Thanks. Okay, go ahead, Dylan.
He kind of took over the game last week in the backfield. I think he scored 5, maybe 6 of their touchdowns last game. So, you know, he's really a playmaker that we're going to have to stop. Him and the quarterback, you know, both are really elusive players that are very quick. So, you know, it's going to be a matchup of, you know, of athletes, and, you know, hopefully our defense is up to the test, and hopefully our offense can put up the points we've been putting up the past few games.
Well, Dylan, good luck, and we'll be keeping an eye on things, and take care of business down there.
All right, appreciate you guys.
That's Dylan DeHart from King and Queen. Okay, in Class 2A, King William is the 2 seed and faces Amelia. I believe all the games involving our local teams are Friday night at 7 o'clock, by the way. Scott Moore, the coach of the Cavaliers. Scott, just tell us about the year for this spring season for King William. After you unmute yourself.
That's an important thing to do right there. Well, anyway, it's been a really unusual season. We actually had to quarantine once, and then our opponent had to quarantine. So we did miss out on a couple of games. But anyway, you know, we prepared. We do have a lot of talented players here. We've got a kid by the name of Damon Claiborne. He is, you know, in our 3 games that we played, he's rushed for 522 yards. and he averages 12 yards a carry. And he's got 8 Division I offers. He's a really special talent. And so it's always good to have somebody like that on your offense, and he plays defense too. And we have 2 quarterbacks that we've been using. Javion Robinson, very talented kid, also plays linebacker. And Caleb Shelton has been playing, and he also plays defensive back on the defense side of the ball. But anyway, I've got a big offensive line. Nathan Baker, offensive guard for us, played tackle last year, was hurt most of the year. But he kind of leads our offensive line. Chase Rosso, another good guy on the line to have, also plays defensive end. But anyway, like I said, we played 3 games, and our biggest challenge I think was Southampton, a 3A team, Division III team, coming in here on a Saturday afternoon. But looking forward to squaring up with Amelia this week.
What do you know about Amelia?
Offensively and defensively, they're offensively they're very similar to us. They're a spread team, and like I told Coach Newbill, I said, what, the scout team won't have to learn a whole lot of new plays this week, because they line up in same formations we do. Defensively, 4-man front. Got a couple of guys, 2 brothers right there on the defensive line. And anyway, the Jeters, Derek and I think Darian, they play on the offensive and defensive lines. But anyway, that's kind of, I know they had a tough loss Friday night against Nottoway. But anyway, I expect they're going to give us a good matchup. It's going to be tough. Nottoway is a strong team, so I'm watching that film. I know that they were facing a tough opponent that night. So anyway,
Scott, good luck. Take care of business, and we'll be keeping an eye on things.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay, that's Scott Moore from King William. Okay, we move up to Class 3A and bring in Ricky Irby to talk about another game between Hopewell and Phoebus. A 1-loss season here in the spring. Coach Irby, how do you feel about the way the year went so far?
It's been crazy. We've been quarantined twice, and got to play 4 games this year, and just blessed to be able to play those 4. And we're not hitting on our strides on offense yet, and it's just I think we're close, but definitely still making some mistakes there. And really proud of our defense and how we've been playing. It's still early in the season for us, and I always think that defenses are ahead of offenses early in the season. But hopefully we'll get going here with our offensive game, and our running game's been pretty good, and just got to get the other part going too.
Ricky, talk about the challenges of guiding your kids through those 2 quarantines, and how have they handled it?
It was tough, obviously, missing games and not being able to play. And but we focused on the fact that we did get to play 4 games, and for a while there in the winter, it was up in the air whether we were going to play or not. So it's just each game that we played has been a blessing, and we're going to treat it as such, and just keep moving forward.
Second season, everybody's got a clean slate, but you draw Phoebus down at Darling Stadium on Friday.
Yeah, no stranger to Phoebus. We played them twice before, and in 17 and in 19, and very fast, athletic defense, very similar to us. They sacrifice some size for some speed, and they got some guys that can really run, and up front they've got some playmakers, and if you don't tackle well, they can take a 5-yard hitch into a 60-yard touchdown. So we're going to have our hands full trying to contain those guys, and but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Okay, Ricky, good luck. Take care. Always
Thank
good
you.
to hear from you. And the other, also in Class 3 in the B bracket, only by region, not by quality. Top seed Goochland faces Brentsville District. We bring in Alex Fruth. Alex, talk to us about another great season that appears up in Goochland.
Kind of like what Ricky was saying, we're happy to be playing, because for a while there we weren't sure. Yeah, and then our district, basically everybody kind of folded. So we've been on the road we've played 5 games. We've been on the road for 4 of them, which 3 Saturdays in a row. I mean, we're happy to be playing a Friday night game. We're happy to be playing a game in front of our home crowd. And our kids were excited. This has been a great challenge for us. Typically we're in the James River with, some 2s and a couple 1s. We've gotten on the road. We played some 4s. We played some 5s. We played people that we traditionally would never, ever see. The other good thing was we scheduled some people in the district that makes up most of our region. So we kind of get an idea of what the quality of football is from Region B. So, and like what Coach Irby was saying, offensively, we're not hitting our stride yet. We're a little bit behind the defense. Defense has played great. We're searching for some answers here and there, but we feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Talk to me a little bit about kind of the lessons you get out of having to have that road dominant schedule. How battle tested does your team become going through that?
I find out that I like being on the road, less distractions, right? We talk about that a lot with the kids. It's a business trip. I mean, if you could put a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old on a bus, drive 2 hours, show up, do the things you need to do, stay focused that entire time, that's a success. And we've been fortunate. We've learned how to kind of do that.
Okay, you draw Brentsville District. What do you know about those guys?
Athletically, they look like everybody else in their district. They're kind of a spread out but physical team. Their quarterback run very dominant. Their best player actually got hurt, and they ended up moving him around. So now they have a fullback at quarterback. They have a really good skill kid at slot they send in motion. I mean, we're going to have our hands full because they're going to line up in a million different formations and try to out leverage us here and there. And, they'll probably try to find ways to take advantage of their big fullback at quarterback.
Okay, Coach, always good to talk to you. Good luck and take care of business. Congratulations on everything so far.
Thank you.
Okay, now we move on to Class 4B, where we have 4 teams in the playoffs who all played a full schedule, and they're all 6-0. Louisa and King George play in the other game but our 2 local teams draw each other. Patrick Henry's the 4 seed, Monacan's the 1. We start with the Patriots. Bring in Coach Ken Wakefield, and Coach, 6-0 sounds pretty good. Hanover County champs. You got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, we feel pretty good about it. It's definitely been a different challenge. Anytime you have to play a rivalry twice within the same season, that definitely presents some obstacles because the kids know each other really well. And teams do a good job of strategizing against each other and come up with a decent game plan to stop each other. So, yeah, it's definitely been a challenge, but it'll be nice to compete against someone new and different this week.
Ken, obviously your kids have proven they're the best team in Hanover County, but do you kind of wonder how you stack up outside of the county, kind of not knowing, being able to have any comparative?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you can look at a team. I've obviously followed Monacan and I'm familiar with them from last year, but I've personally never played them. I've never coached against them. I've just seen them on the field. And when you've never seen the kids in person or, the eyeball test, you can go what you see on the film. And they're a very good football team. They present a lot of challenges. Obviously they're unbeaten for a reason. They played a heck of a schedule. They're very well coached, and our kids know we have our hands full come Friday night.
Talk a little bit more about the challenges in a little more detail that Monacan provides.
They're very athletic on both sides of the ball. They run really well to the football. They give you different looks on the offense and defensive side. They just present a lot of challenges. They have guys that they can turn a 5-yard hitch into an 80-yard touchdown. And if you're not tackling well, or if you're not doing the little things, they can definitely exploit you. Coach does a really nice job of putting those guys in position to be successful. And I've been very impressed in what I've seen on film. So, but we're excited to go and compete against somebody outside of the county. So it should be fun.
What are a couple things your kids have to get done if you're going to have the score on your side at the end?
I think just playing our style of football, I think it's the biggest thing. Anytime you get in the playoffs, turnovers obviously become a key. Protecting the football is obviously just a huge part of the game. They're very explosive, and their offense seems to be on the field a good amount. So trying to keep them off as much as possible would be outstanding. But that's a test in of itself, because 6 teams have tried to do that and 6 teams have failed. You know, we're going to go out there and we're to compete, but we have to be as clean as possible and play in this game.
Okay, Ken, good luck. Take care. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's bring in your opponent now, Coach Jim Henderson from Monacan. 6-0 season. That sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think a couple other guys said it too. We're just happy to be able to play. I guess the main thing is, you know, each day is a blessing. The kids get put the pads on and go out there and play another day. So we're just excited that we've gotten to 6 so far. Excited we get to the 7th opportunity, and we're going to try to make the most of it.
Was this a team you saw having this kind of capability?
You never know. You know, I think teams will surprise you in different ways. You know, this team, I knew that there was some talent there, you know, from, you know, back on their, you know, sophomore. We had several of them up playing when, in that 18 season. We had back-to-back 8-2 seasons that they were a part of, and for the time for this senior class to just lay it all out there, and things have kind of fell into place for us a little bit, and we got off to a great start. You know, I don't know, probably caught them at the best time of the year. Rolling pretty well right now. But our kids, they never things that ever, you know, each of these teams that are here talking tonight, like just all the stuff that these kids have overcome, I think it's just a testament to the programs of the coaches, and I think it's just a testament to this resilient class.
Okay, Coach, give us a quick comment about Patrick Henry.
I mean, they're physical. You know, you know, their offensive and defensive line, you know, they get off the ball. You know, they fire out low and hard, and they're just, you know, if you're being passive, they'll let you know for sure. You know, they got some playmakers. You know, 9'42". You know, and then they got some big bodies up front that, you know, just move people. You know, we talk about their defensive line, 14, 52, and 55, and then they got some guys that replace them that are just as big and physical. So they definitely present some challenges on that side, on both sides of the ball, you know, up front.
Okay, Jim, congratulations and good luck. Take care. Okay, Class 5B now. We have
Appreciate it.
Yep. Highland Springs and Prince George 1 versus 4, and Hermitage Manchester 2 versus 3. We'll start with the Springers and the Royals. The 4 seed, Prince George, will bring in Bruce Carroll, who is exiting stage right after this season. It's a fine way to wrap up your coaching stint at Prince George. They've put together a fine 5-1 season. Talk about how you feel about things to this point.
You know, we're just, like everybody's kind of echoed here, you know, happy for our guys that we even had a chance to play. You know, we were hoping to, when this thing started, I didn't really think it was going to last, to be honest. I didn't know if we'd get to game 1, and then when you get to game 1 and we got to game 2, you know, I guess this is what football coaches do. You just keep trying to get to the next game. And, you know, I think that was the weird part of this whole ride, is the fact that, you know, each week you didn't know if you're going to play or not. And just to see our guys get to that point and get to 6 games and everything they've overcome, you know, just happy to be able to play one more. So now we're looking for game 7.
How big was the win over Dinwiddie to kind of give you a springboard to show the kids that it was that it could work?
Well, I had told, you know, Sean Robertson early in the year that if we had to pick a group, you know, in my 25 years of coaching, if I had to pick one group to go through, whatever you want to call what we're going through right now, that I would pick this group. You know, we've had them now for 3 years, and our offensive line is kind of the core of the team, and that's where, you know, our leadership and our identity comes from. And so we knew we had some experience, and not having the off season that we normally have, we were going to rely on those guys to come in and be able to pick up and take off where they left off from last year. So from that scenario, you know, it was a good group to have. That one against Dinwiddie, I guess, you know, kind of was a pickup from where they left off last year, picking up some confidence, you know, however many years it'd been, and getting that win against them last year, you know, so, and then being able to come from behind this year, I definitely think, you know, played a part in their experience and drawing from those experiences from last year.
Talk about the challenge you face this week with the Springers.
I mean, obviously Coach Johnson and the staff, and just the culture and the program, and, you know, all these things. But it's like I told our guys this morning at practice, I mean, we're down to 16 teams in the state of Virginia. Everybody's good at this point. So you just got to line up and play. You got to be who you are and not step outside of your own comfort zone. But, you know, we just want our guys to show up and put forth great effort. Obviously, it's a stage they hadn't been on until last year, and, you know, that did not end the way we wanted it to. So hopefully we grow from that point, and the guys that are returning can build off that experience and get better from it. But we know it's going to be, I mean, obviously they have talent all over the field, on the sidelines, you know, and that coaching staff. So, you know, we just line up and play, and just happy to be there and do it and see what happens.
Okay, Coach, congratulations, and good luck on Friday.
Thanks.
That's Bruce Carroll. His opponent, the Springers, we bring in Lauren Johnson now. Coach Johnson, congratulations on the 6-0 regular season. As you sit here getting ready for the playoffs to begin, how you feeling about things?
We're feeling good. I would be remiss. I know I'm echoing the same thing that everybody else said. Just happy to be playing, and also to be playing football in the spring. This reminds me so much of South Florida. I wish we could keep it. The weather's nice. You get an opportunity to practice when it's 72 degrees. And it's just a great time. It's a great time for football in the state of Virginia.
Obviously, you guys had a hard-fought win over Verona this past week, 17-7. How do you feel about this team's readiness for the game, for the elimination games of the playoffs?
I'm going to say the same thing I always say. They're 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old boys. So, like, you hope to keep them on path and on track. We talk about it enough, and hopefully it's in their minds and it sticks. So we're excited about the opportunity to play Prince George, somebody that we have not played before. Very physical team. We understand that, and just happy to be in the playoffs. Coach Carroll just said it. I think everybody's going to talk about it. There's only 16 teams left, and to be one of those 16 teams in Division 5, you know, and get the opportunity to play in the playoffs against some quality teams is something that we're looking forward to kind of continue to grow our program.
What about the challenge of playing Prince George?
They're big, buddy. If Coach Carroll wanted to give them up at any point in time, you could send them my way, and I'm pretty sure other people would think the same. They are big, and they play well. They got some guys on defense that run around that are very, very physical. So we know we have a challenge in front of us of being focused and being physical at the point of attack. And I think that's something that we have to continue to work on and harp on. And if we don't, you know, Coach Carroll and those guys will take advantage of it. So we want to just make sure we come out, we execute, we play good football, you know, manage the game as best we possibly can, and try our best, you know, to be a good Prince George team.
Do you feel your team is close to reaching its potential?
No. And I think, you know, that's why you play 10 games in the regular season on a regular basis. We're nowhere near where we can be, I think, but we don't have that opportunity or that flexibility to kind of extend it out. You know, we're here now. It's playoff football, win or go home. And we got to play the best football we possibly can at all times.
Okay, Coach, good luck. Always good talking to you. Take care.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
The other matchup in 5B is 2nd seed Hermitage against 3rd seed Manchester at Hermitage on Friday night. We bring in the coach of the Manchester Lancers, Tom Hall. Tom, talk about the season you guys have had 5-1, the loss to Monacan, but then your team bouncing back with 5 wins in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty, it's been an interesting year. I kind of equate it to walking through like the haunted house at King's Dominion. You never know what you're going to have around the next corner, between COVID and someone's brother or sister having it, or, you know, different regulations that you have to follow. But it's been an interesting year. You know, I mean, everyone knows we're a young football team, and you know, at the beginning of the year, we played like a young football team. We still play like a young football team, but we like this group of kids, and, you know, we're steadily seeing improvement weekly. And again, just like everyone else has said, we're excited about playing week 7 and having a chance to go play against a very good Hermitage football team.
How much better is your team now than the team that took the field at the start of the season?
Oh my gosh, it's night and day. And you know, it's just, you know, again, having to draw a really good Monacan football team that first game, it is what it is. You know, but sometimes it takes a smack upside the head to kind of wake a group of kids up, and we definitely learn from that. And, you know, very happy with how our kids responded, because again, they could have hemmed and hawed about what we didn't have and this and that, but they just kept working, and again, having a young group of kids, that excitement in practice of getting better and just kind of seeing those kids grow every week. It's been pretty neat to see as a coach.
Coach, talk about the challenge you have this week against the Hermitage Panthers.
Well, I mean, first off, I mean, I'm glad that David's back, because, you know, when David Bidwell's back in the 804, football's better. And, you know, just, we know it's going to be kind of like the battles back in the early and mid, you know, 2000s. And, you know, watching Hermitage is like watching old Elsie Bird. And, you know, he's got a few more wrinkles on offense, but I mean, they've got their kids drinking the Kool-Aid, and I mean, you can tell. I mean, those kids, they play hard, they get after you. You know, defensively, they fly around, they try to cause havoc, and you know, it's again, it's like watching the old Bird teams. And, you know, offensively, they're going to run the ball and do a little play action. And, you know, we're up for, I mean, it's going to be a huge challenge for our team this Friday.
Well, congratulations on another great year, and good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom. We'll bring in your opponent now, coach of the Hermitage Panthers, Coach Bedwell. Coach, congratulations, 6-0. You got to feel pretty good about what this Panther bunch has accomplished.
Yeah, you know, we're real proud of our kids, and you know, just real proud of our guys for believing in us as coaches, and, you know, jumping in and doing everything we've asked them to do. And, you know, played a really good schedule, so we were excited about that, and had some tough games along the way, and our kids got to learn a little bit about themselves and overcoming adversity. And but they've accepted every challenge we've thrown at them. And again, you know, like everyone else has said tonight, we're just happy to be playing football. I'm happy to be coaching football. You know, appreciate Tom saying that, you know, about being back, just happy to be here. And I don't know if the 804 is better, but hopefully Hermitage is a little better, because, you know, we're back at it. But again, just enjoying it, and keep trying to build this program, and, you know, teach these guys how to win and how to finish and how to play hard. And that's what we've been trying to do.
Dave, I know it's hard to get a sense with so much online and the school building not full and the stands not full, but the Hermitage community is one that is used to having winning football. How excited are they to have the Panthers be back in the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, you haven't gotten the full effect of that, obviously, but there have been some people in the community, some alumni, some guys that have played there who've kind of reached out and, you know, just said, you know, glad that things are going well, and if there's anything they can do to help us out, let them know. And so there seems to be some excitement in the community, but you know, I'm not sure that going 6-0 and then having the reward of playing Manchester in the first round of the playoffs is a reward. I mean, that's not something that you want. And you know, so again, we got our work cut out for us, and we're just going to keep moving forward and try to teach these guys as much as we can.
Dave, was this a team that, I know this is a young team that has kind of grown up. Did you see this kind of potential in this bunch?
Be honest with you, Gary, the way things have gone for me, I didn't see much of anything. And, jumping back in with this group, it was kind of, I gotten a chance to meet those guys and work with them a little bit. And then, having them come out this year and come back. I mean, what I'll say about the kids at Hermitage is they've been through a lot of adversity, and they're tough kids and they play hard. And I think you can win a lot of football games with tough kids who do what you ask them to do. And that's what they've done. We always liked the group that we had. We always thought that they had potential, but that's a dangerous word. And again, I think the buy-in for them and just trusting us as a staff to get them back where they needed to be has been really big. And we had some success early, and they, because they did trust us, they saw the success, and now they're believing.
Tell me about what you see in Manchester.
The one nice thing I think about playing Manchester is there is a little familiarity there. Like Tom said, I mean, we've had some great football games against each other over the years. And, but the one thing I'll say about this year's Manchester team that really scares me is they offensively get the ball to everybody. There's not one guy on the football field. They have Ramon Brown at running back and they have the other guys out, but they just spread the ball around and they take exactly what the defense gives you. And, defensively, they're all running around, they're making plays. They have, great skill guys. They have big linemen up front. So it's not one guy that makes a play for them all the time. It's a bunch of guys, and that's what scares you the most.
Coach, before I let you go, a lot of coaches over the years, I've talked to all you guys for a long time, but Coach Bell, I know you're the one that always said during the playoffs about practicing on Thanksgiving Day and how great that was. So I guess practicing during spring break is this year's version of that.
Yeah, it is. And that's something that, you don't even know, like everyone said, you didn't know, like when you started in February, if you're going to make it to March, so I guess the biggest thing was making it to that next week and trying to survive and advance, kind of that NCAA mentality, but yeah, practicing on spring break and practicing this morning, brought back some of those memories, and hopefully our kids can learn from that, especially the young ones. And we keep building from there, because that's what we're trying to do, is keep building.
Okay, Coach. Good to see you. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Coach Bedwell. We wrap things up with Division 6, Class 6A. Thomas Dale, undefeated, playing Franklin County. We bring in Kevin Tucker. And Kevin, this Knights team has gone undefeated. You got to be pretty happy about that so far.
Yes, sir. And we're an extremely young bunch over here. We have a freshman starting quarterback and 6 other freshmen that are playing a ton of football. 7 sophomores that are, I think 5 of them are starting. So I mean, we're young, and going into the year, I think COVID actually benefited us because it gave us another 6 months to get those young guys in a little bit of nutrition and weight room, and they got a little bigger and stronger. And with the few seniors that we had returning. D'Angelo Gray and, Seamus Jones and those type of guys, we were able to roll with it, and they're a gritty bunch, man. That's for sure.
So, I mean, I knew going in your team was really, really young. Did you expect them to do this well this soon?
I thought we would have some growing pains. And like I said, I think the having the spring football definitely benefited us, because it allowed our guys to grow up. And the few times we were allowed to work out in the fall, and then, we take a couple weeks off and they let us work out again, each time you could see them getting a little bit bigger, a little bit better. But this group is hungry, man. They learn, they love football. Whenever we put something on Huddle, they eat it up. You go back and watch their film, and their viewing, and you can tell they're in there watching it. Sometimes during the day when they're not supposed to be watching it, they're supposed to be in their Zoom classes. But again, this is just a hungry bunch. They got a good high IQ in the football field. And, when you go back and you look at this team, 10 years from now, you're going to say, this is a young, hungry group that came to play each week, and they never gave up.
How good can this team be this particular playoff year? How much of a run do you see you got? I know you got to take them one at a time, but how deep can y'all go?
Well, we got to get through Franklin County first. And, Franklin, the Mountain Boys out there is the biggest team probably. Well, they're not quite as big as Prince George, but they're pretty close to it. So, they're going to be big and physical, and they're going to come downhill at you. Like I said, when we've been preparing today, we kind of told them, like, this is playing Prince George, times 2 again. They're big up front on both sides of the ball. They fly around to the football. They've got, really good middle linebacker who also doubles as their tailback. And, if you don't tackle him and wrap him up, he reminds me of the old LC Bird tailbacks. He's going to take you for about 35 carries a game and go for about 250. As far as that, we're going to go 1 week at a time, but, we'll have Oscar Smith next week if we can get through this one. And, playing down there in that environment's different. They got the tiger cage and the blue smoke and all the other good stuff. So like I told our kids, to be playing on spring break is just like playing on Thanksgiving, and take advantage of this, enjoy it, have fun with it. And for the seniors, I said, this is something that nobody expected you guys could do. Everybody wrote you guys off when Chris and Josiah and those guys left. And I said, you've proved everybody wrong. Y'all have been great leaders on and off the field, and, keep leading these young guys to victory each week. And we'll see what we can do in the playoffs.
Well, best of luck, Kevin. Congratulations on a great year, and go get them on Friday night.
Thank you.
That's Kevin Tucker. Hey, coaches, listen, I want to tell all of you, speaking on behalf of the Touchdown Club and on behalf of the 804, thanks for all you do. You guys represent the 804 great, and we'll be watching. Good luck to all you guys, and we're all thankful that this season's been able to get in. So thanks for being with us tonight. Congratulations on everything, and go get them on Friday night. Okay, I guess that's